must enjoy an equal measure of freedom and dignity. That's what this is fundamentally all about. Every person has a right to be treated with dignity. It's simply basic. I know that the goal of the two states seems so far away, while indignities like restrictions on movement and travel or the daily worry of your children's safety are real and they are immediate. The Palestinian people are hurting now. You feel it, you can just feel it. Your grief and frustration. In the United States, we can feel it.
All right, let's bring in Osama Nazza, who's a Palestinian affairs analyst and who joins us now from Jenin in the occupied West Bank. Welcome to the News Hour. Your assessment of President Biden's visit so far and his talks with Mahmoud Abbas and what's been pledged and promised and discussed in general?
Yeah, we heard a lot of statements and words that were really, to some extent, emotional from the American President Joe Biden during his meeting with the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. But what the Palestinians needed from the American administration is not only words and emotions. What we need is deeds and actions on the ground. We need the clear message to the Israeli occupation government that it's time for it to declare the end of its occupation of the Palestinian territory and the pull out of its military forces and dismantlement of its colonial settlements, including those built in the occupied city of Jerusalem. Any other statement and any other kind of aid is not satisfying to the Palestinians. And the Palestinian president started his speech, 74 years of Palestinian Nakba is enough, and it's time to end this Palestinian suffering resulting from the Israeli occupation.
And has anything that Joe Biden promised given you or Palestinians hope at all, even his visit to the hospital on the Mount of Olives and pledges to help Palestinians through the UN Human Rights Organization?
Yes, President Biden brought with him financial aid for the Palestinian hospitals in East Jerusalem and also pledged to support the Palestinian refugees by providing financial aid to UNRWA. But again, this is not the only thing expected from the American administration, especially he stresses all the time the American support for the two-state solution. If you support the two-state solution and you know what should be done in order to implement the solution, so why you don't press the Israeli occupation government to take practical steps on the ground in order to allow the implementation of the two-state solution? I think that Biden's attempt to integrate Israel into the Middle East and the region in general without forcing it to end its occupation for the Palestinian land is a big blow to the Palestinian people and the Palestinian leadership.
And President Abbas, Osama, sorry to interrupt. Has anything been discussed or said about stopping the building of illegal settlements on Palestinian land, or even maybe reducing the billions that the US gives to Israel in military aid?
Yeah, the statement of the Palestinian president was clear that the Israeli settlers' violence must end, and also stated clearly that peace starts from Palestine, from Al-Quds, Jerusalem, which was a clear message that any attempt by the United States Department and by Israel to normalize things in the Middle East and to normalize the existence of Israel before it ends its occupation, that would be meaningless and nonsense. Peace starts from Palestine. Peace starts from Al-Quds, Jerusalem. That was the statement of the Palestinian president to President Biden. So any other cosmetic issues and attempts to divert the attention of the Palestinian people, that would result in nothing. Security, peace, stability can be achieved and realized just when the Palestinians get their rights back, ending the Israeli occupation and also the right of the Palestinian refugees to return and to preserve Jerusalem as the capital of the state of Palestine.
Osama Nazza, thank you so much for speaking to us today here on CRT World. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.